All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming out. I hope you enjoyed the movie, the premiere. I hope it was interesting. We're going to start wrapping everything up here, bringing everything to a close, bringing everything to an end. Letting yourself disappear, that's one of the confusing things. What do you mean when you're talking about self? All those thoughts, every thought, every idea, every story, delocalizing, decentralizing the sense of who you truly are. Becoming free, actively, in the present, from your idea of yourself. And who really owns that thought? Who owns that idea? Who owns that story? Who owns that self that you think that you are? Another way to look at it is in possession. So outside of the contracts, the writs, the laws, the regulations, the legal documents, how do you own something? It's not to answer with your idea, it's to contemplate. How do I own this? In what way do I own this? It's not intellectual. This is to break out of the intellectual, to contemplate, to practice inquiry, to use the mind in a way that's not entirely fixated or based on words and phrases, which of course is a small part of the mind. How can this be owned? And this is the problem or the solution of self as well. Self is just ownership. Self is just possession. The possession of this body, the possession of this mind, this, your body, your mind, anybody's body and mind. How can this be owned? With a paper? With a document? With an idea? Or a certain combination of those things? And this is a thing just as much as anything else is a thing. A car, a house, money. You own your money. It's just many things. So how can this be owned? How can this be possessed? And a simple answer is that clearly it cannot. Clearly the idea of ownership is illusory. It's a game. And we can choose to keep playing that game, or we can blow the whistle. Game over. Blowing the whistle on the game of self allows us to be wise and compassionate, not only to other human beings, but to animals. To the planet Earth, to black people, to women, to children. But when you cannot be as selfless as you are selfish, there's not much wisdom and compassion in you. So this is a game not of winning or losing or playing in a certain way. This is a game of blowing the whistle and saying the game's up. The game is over. Doing that for ourselves. From a place of conscientiousness. From a place of placeless presence. It's what all this is built on. It's what all this relies upon. This is where we talk about life and death, not being mean. That your life is literally as real as The Boys Season 5, Episode 5, which I haven't watched yet, but I hear it's a really good episode. The dream. Yes, and it is really like that. Just in the same way that your life is really, you're gonna die. as much as this cannot really be owned, to the same degree you have no self, you have no life, there's no real you, there's no owner, there's no life outside of this moment. Well, that's maybe Hindu versus Buddhist worm, but we're kind of going with the vibe, all right? And why don't you put your comment on the back end and just leave it at that. I'm the teacher here, not you, worm. Why don't you go back to eating dirt? And everybody out there who's clutching their pearls, why don't you give those pearls back to the clams you got them from?
Observe.
Yeah, observe. You should have been there for the movie premiere, Averted. It was talked about in the movie premiere. Okay. Any questions or comments? Okay, welcome in everybody. Going to take a minute, let people flow in. Please do not come to the stage unless you're being brought up. Okay. Let's get some W's in the chat, everybody. Let's get some of the energy flowing here. Yeah. Everybody can hear me okay? Okay, hello Kingston. Kingston. Hello Ollie. Hello, checking, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can anyone hear me? Hello, hello, checking 1 2 3, checking 1 2 3. How about now? Can you hear me now? Checking 1 2 3. Hello. All right, can you hear me now? I must have got hacked. So we're back. This is a very serious and a very special session. We're going to take a few minutes for everybody to settle in, to get grounded, to find their breath. We're going to be having a lot of people in here tonight. This is an extremely special and extremely important event for the Looksmaxing community. So we're going to take our time. We're going to get settled. We're going to find our grounding, and we're going to slowly bring hundreds of people into this session, and this is going to be a very big deal. Let's get some W's in the chat, everybody. Very good, very good. Ali's going to be pinging everybody, making an announcement for this special session. So we're going to be having hundreds of people here. Thousands, maybe. I'm here to motivate you guys. I'm here to ground you guys. I'm here to support you guys in your work, your life. We may have ideas about how we want our lives to be, but our life here and now is not an idea, is it? So how do we work with that? How do we be with that in a way that doesn't cause us more unnecessary trouble, more unnecessary suffering? And this is just a preamble to the event that we're going to have tonight. It's going to be one of the biggest events and one of the best events. And Ali has decided to sponsor this and support this event with an everyone tag. If anybody doesn't know, Ali is one of the core owners of this server in this community, and this is going to be a really big deal. It already is a really big deal, because how big of a deal you make it is your degree of presence that you offer from your heart to this space, to this presence. And it's not a game. It's not a troll-a-thon. Now, one of the things that we're actually going to have to do here is our administration team. We're going to be keeping a very, very close eye on any moderators that are intending to abuse their perms to get attention, to have a special feeling here. And we're going to make sure that all of those perms are removed, because with a community this large, we have to have quite a deep dynamic and a watchful eye. Otherwise, things get out of hand and people lose their sensibilities about how to act and how to be in these environments. Okay, so let's start off by getting some W's in the chat, everybody. So let's all just come into a communion and get big W's on the chat. I'm not going to buckle under pressure here. I'm going to keep a simple head and I'm going to keep a stable mind. One of the first things that we're going to do here is we're going to slow down and I'm going to introduce myself, okay? If you're coming off your ADHD meds and you're stimming and you're looking for the next TikTok video, you're a moment away from getting onto the pornography website, then this is probably not the place for you. We're going to get deep, we're going to get real, we're going to get hardcore here, and we're going to do some real work here. So if you're not interested in that, you can leave right now. All right? You're not doing anybody any favors by being here. If you're here to be here for yourself and to really see what's going on here and pay attention, then that's what we're going to do. Okay, so first things first. Who am I? I want us to collectively ask in the chat, who are you? Who here knows who I am? Who here doesn't know who I am? First of all, my name is Dr. Rob. I'm from America. I'm 33 years old. I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. Spent 8 years as a Buddhist monk. Traveled in Thailand, Myanmar, South Korea, Japan. I worked with Hamza. I've collaborated with million subscriber YouTube channels. I've been on the Kai Cenat podcast. I've been on the Matan Evans podcast. My role here is not to tell you what to do. My role here is not to tell you that I'm better than you. My role here is not to sell you something. I'm not here to sell you some facial cream. I'm not here to sell you an idea of being better than who you already are. What I'm here to do is to be authentic, to be real, to be sincere, and to offer a degree of presence that you may have not come across before. Now, I know that for most people, they probably have never talked with someone who spent 8 years as a Buddhist monk. And I know for most people, they're not used to interacting with an adult in this way, right? The adult is forcing you to do something, to pick up your trash, forcing you to memorize something, all these kinds of things. I'm not here to force anybody to do anything, but rather, I'm here to open the space for guys who are sincere, guys who are real, who would like to ask a question, who would like to share, who would like to connect, learn a little bit about Buddhism and meditation, about getting some life advice, and being a better person and all that fucking boring stuff. Okay, as sad as it is, it's a boring stuff, right? So if you don't have the attention span to look at my face and see that I'm not pulling your leg or trying to troll you or trying to fucking manipulate you into a religion or anything like that, then you're in the right place. But if you're just here to troll and be a fool, then it might be better for you to move along and find another shithole for you to make jankum. All right? So what should we do? Should I give you guys a little bit of a teaching, or should we go into the Q&A? Can you guys still hear me right now? You guys can hear me? Yeah, all right. So it looks like some people do want a little bit of teachings. Anybody here religious? You guys, anybody here come from a religion? If you do, what religion do you come from? Wow, you guys have fast minds. Christian, Catholic, Christianity, Gnostic, Muslim. The Muslims, I know the Muslims are here. We have the Muslims and the Buddhists, we have some old karma, and we're actually working that out right now, aren't we, through this collaboration. Okay, so one of the good things that you learn, okay, in growing up religious is the essential need for goodness. So how good are you? Not how sexy you are. Not how hot do you feel like you are. Not how other guys tell you that you're sexy and you're hot and you're really good looking, right? Not that. That's fine too. That's okay too, right? That's okay too, right? But what is your relationship with being kind? What is your relationship with being generous? What is your relationship with just being? You know, that's a real question mark. What is your real relationship with just being? Do you guys, anybody here know what I mean when I say that? That relationship with being? We're going to start the Q&A, but it's not in a hurry because some of the people here, they're really going to be in that deep place here. Relax. Relax your heart. Relax your chest. Relax your body. Take a deep breath in and bring your mind home to the body. You know, when our emotions get out of control, our depression gets out of control, our anger gets out of control, our anxiety gets out of control, our complicated thinking gets out of control, what can we do? Can we think our way through? No, you can't think your way through thoughts. You might as well try to pick up a chair with your thoughts. Take a deep breath in and bring your mind home to the body. And feel that awareness in your head, that focus in your head on all those thoughts. Feel that awareness in your body. And listen, don't go around complaining that other people don't have a good attention span. Don't go around complaining that other people are distracting you. You need to ignore. And how about this? How about this? If anybody here is distracted, I want you guys to help me out with something. I want you to go over to my live stream right now because I got a bunch of trolls over there that are really being mean to Dr. Rob and are causing all kinds of problems for me. I want you guys to check out the live stream over there. And I want you guys to have a presence over there from now on. I want you guys to protect me. these sickest people, the trailer park people, the old YouTube people that like the old white men and women that live in trailer parks, that scroll on YouTube live streams. I need you guys over there because they have been overloading my energy centers and they've been causing all kinds of problems with me. Now listen to me for a sec, guys. Listen to me for a sec. I was on stream with Kai Cenat. I talked with Kai Cenat for more than 30 years. Well, some people have a short attention span. They don't get to see that stuff, right? I was on stream. Kai Cenat interviewed me for more than 30 minutes on live stream. Yes, that's right. That's right. Anybody here heard of the Matan Evans podcast? I was also on the Matan Evans podcast. Hundreds of thousands of videos. Hundreds of thousands of views. Anybody here know Anthpo? I don't think anybody here knows Anthpo, do they? Anthpo is not, I'm not a big Anthpo fan. Anybody in that know that? No, nobody knows that guy. He's like a guy. I don't know who he is. So, all right, listen to me, guys. Are you guys listening to me right now? We're about to move into the Q&A. How old is everybody here? Put your age in the chat. So we got a 34-year-old, we have a 29-year-old in here. What are those guys doing in here? This is a group of young men. Is that right or wrong? Is this a group of young men or not? This is a group of young men. So you guys are on a journey, man. Life is a journey. And it's not going to start yesterday and it's not going to end tomorrow. So, do you know how to look inside yourself? Not thinking about things, but to be inside yourself, to stop thinking. Does anybody here know how to stop thinking? Hey, I know the situation is bad. You guys got to look into childism. You young guys out there, you guys got to look into childism. But anyways, even more important than childism, or very important, right? Right? Is to know how to not thinking. So childism is this idea. You guys have heard of veganism, right? I know we're going a little bit quick here, but I think you guys can keep up. So veganism is based on this idea of speciesism, which means that just because you guys here with me right now? Just because the cows and the pigs and stuff are not human, it doesn't give us a right to cut them up and to take their babies and things like that. You see what I'm saying? Because to do these negative things, we need prejudgments. So if we felt that cows and pigs and stuff were like us, we wouldn't just go around cooking them up and cutting them up into pieces. Because who here would go around and cut up human children, put human children into boxes and then eat their meat? Who here would do that? So anyways, I'm just telling you guys the ideas. I'm not telling you that you have to be vegan, okay? So childism is that idea, but for children. So the idea is that there are all these prejudgments about children that take away their human rights. So remember when women weren't allowed to vote. For a long time in America, women weren't allowed to vote. And that was because there were all these ideas about women that said that they wouldn't be able to vote because they weren't skillful enough. They weren't mindful enough. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys. But this is actually a practice. This is actually a way of letting thoughts stop. Can anybody feel their thoughts stopping in this environment? Can anybody hear the lack of thoughts or notice the lack of thoughts? Can anybody notice a sense of spaciousness or a sense of the emptiness of the thinking mind? Anybody here can feel that or notice that? In yourself. So the practice then is to allow that sense of not thinking to deepen into the body. So because all of that attention, all of that focus and awareness isn't stuck up in the head, stuck up in the thinking, it's more like dispersed, it's more spacious. So let that spaciousness actually come down into the body itself. Okay, so who's ready to do a Q&A? Who's ready to ask some questions? Anybody have some real questions to ask? Okay, so this is a very important topic for our community. Being ugly. What's more important than not being ugly in your worldview? Good. So ugly is a personal idea or a personal sense that becomes a collective belief. And we can also get our personal idea of what's ugly from that already established collective belief. This hyperfixation on ugliness and beautifulness is not different from the fixation on pleasure versus pain, or profit versus loss. But these are two sides of a coin. You cannot separate pleasure from pain. You can't separate beauty from ugliness. You can't separate life from death. So learning to unpack our thinking mind is very important. Learning to bring our thinking mind to a rest is very important. Good question. Why can't we separate them? Is the same question as why can't we separate ourselves from earth? Now, who here, raise your hand if you would say that we are separate from earth. Who here would say that you are separate from earth? Okay, one person. Now, how can a tree be separate from the sunlight and the water and the soil that allowed it to grow? If you uprooted that tree, if you took that tree so-called out of the earth and you flew it to Neptune, would that tree be separate from the earth? So in the same way, your being, your presence, yourself is not separate from the environment. Okay, let's start the Q&A, everybody. Let's start the Q&A. Raise your hands if you've got a real question and you're ready to come up. Raise your hands, guys. I hope this short talk and lecture has brought benefit, and we'll go right into the Q&A. There's no request. All right, requests are open. Raise your hand if you want to speak. We're going to bring people up one at a time, and I'll be choosing who gets brought up, all right? And you'll have special permissions. If you're an established member, you have established roles, then you'll be brought up in special ways. Okay, so please do not... There's a very specific order that I'm going to be bringing people up, so please do not come up on your own. Okay, all right. Go ahead, Ali, go ahead. I'm going to let Ali take it from here.
Well, I've been invited again. I got kicked.
Technical error. Go ahead, Chad. What's your question? And remember, for sub-admins and people like that, you will lose roles if you disrupt this stage event. People who are abusing roles, looks like we might have somebody doing that now, Ali. You might want to check we might have to check the stats. It's likely Aram. Aram's known to abuse perms. So he should not be sub-admin. He should be a moderator or something like that, but he sets a bad example for the entire community, especially for the moderators. Okay, so let's bring up one person at a time. If you want to ask a question, he destabilizes the entire environment. Okay, so if we want to go one at a time, raise your hand, everybody. If you want to ask your question, there's an option to raise your hand. So let's start with Water Door Cart. What's your question, Water Door Cart? We seem to be... Yeah, go ahead.
My question is, if we could get a bunch of bald people like you, could we charge...
So it's not difficult. Listen, everybody. Listen, guys. We can have a laugh. I'm not saying we can't have a laugh about it. But we have to be able to recognize people being intentionally stupid and inauthentic and trying to troll, because that's not... So we do have, Ali, we do have somebody abusing perms. I hope that you will take a stand. This is an @everyone tag, and we really need to know about the server moderators and the people that are willing to abuse perms like this.
Hello again.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I'm sorry, Dr. Rob. I have a few questions for you. First of all, some personal questions. You're actually a doctor, yeah? Like, you are actually a professional doctor.
DR here stands for designated representative. So I am the designated representative for the being known as Rob, but I am not actually Rob. Rob doesn't actually exist. But I'm the designated representative for the being known as Rob. So that's what the DR stands for. It's a Buddhist terminology. Buddhist. So I'm a Buddhist doctor, technically. I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. I'm a meditation teacher. And, you know, this is a very serious thing, man. This is probably one of the most serious things that you ever experience in your life.
I've actually looked into Buddhism before. I'm not really knowledgeable on it, but I do think it's quite interesting. It's a really peaceful religion. Obviously, I just wanted to ask, if you're actually a doctor, to ask you a few medical questions. But actually, what got you into this Buddhism thing?
So I think we need to go back before first of all, this is not a podcast, Chad. You're not an invited guest on a podcast. You're a member of the audience coming up to ask a respectful, sincere question before your ass gets kicked out of here, because this isn't about you. So you asked me about the doctor situation. I explained to you what it is. DR doesn't stand for doctor in the traditional sense. It stands for doctor in terms of designated representative. The designated representative for the being known as Rob, or that appears as Rob, but Rob doesn't actually exist. So I'm the representative for that apparent being. This is not a podcast. We're not on equal terms. You will never have a stage like this in your life. You will never be allowed to have a stage in this server. You'll never be allowed to have a conversation in this server in any situation like this ever. So get your ego in check, put some respect on your little boy toy lips,
hold on.
and get the fuck out of here. Next question.
Yo, Dr. Rob.
Yeah, how you doing?
I have a question. So that look.
You sound like you're giggling a little bit, buddy. All right, well, let's put the gigglers down, all right? We're going to put the gigglers down in the audience.
Dr. Rob, I actually have a serious question. I'm not here to troll. I raised my hand. They invited me up. I just want to clarify.
All right. So we are, like I said, this is not a free-for-all podcast orgy. All right. Come up and ask your question. There's no need for exposition. There's no need for you to introduce yourself. There's no need for you to talk to the audience. You come up here and you ask a question. Okay. This is a hosted session. This is not a free-for-all. All right. We're going to come correct or we're not going to come at all. You don't need to introduce yourself, okay? Go ahead, Russian character's name. What do you want to ask?
I think Cookie is mugging, guys.
Now listen to this, guys. You guys are representing your community right now. You're representing the level of intelligence of your community. Let's go a little bit slow. Hold on. We need to slow down a little bit. Let me talk to you guys for a sec, okay? Let me talk to you guys as Big Brother Rob, okay? Baba Waba, Bobbert, okay? The uncle who came back home to be around you, who cares about you, okay? When your parents weren't around, your uncle cared about you, right? The Baba Waba. Dr. Bobbert's here, okay? Uncle's home, all right? Always used to play those video games with you, always used to go on those walks with you. Sing those songs with you. A lot of happy memories. Now, for the people that still want to chat, because we're locking this Discord chat down because it's become too distracting, we do have another option, okay? We have the Monk Life Meditation YouTube channel where it's a free-for-all. You can put your comments. Everybody, you can raid that. You can offer protection. Now, listen closely, everybody. Hold on. Let's slow down for a sec. Slow down for a sec. We're not in a rush. Nobody here is in a rush. We're not unlocking. We're giving people space to do the right thing. Everybody slow down, okay? We're not going to let this get out of hand. Everybody slow down. Everybody get meditative. Okay? Relax. I'm here to help. I'm here to support you guys. I'm here to play. But you're going to play with the big boys. You're going to get some big action. All right? Now, we're going to bring people up one by one. But we need real people, sincere people who want to ask real questions or give a real challenge. But you need to remember and you need to recognize that it doesn't matter how much of a challenge you think you can bring. This is not about you, buddy. Okay? This is not your stage, buddy. All right? So let's bring up the next person here.
Dr. Rob, how have you been since we last spoke, man?
This is not a podcast. We are not having a podcast. We are having real questions from real people, okay? This is not a podcast. No offense. You want to do a podcast with me? You're going to have to pay me for that.
Robert.
What's your question?
I was going to ask you, prior to finding this Eastern line of thinking, right, in Buddhism, how did you grow up? Under what line of thinking did you, grow up? What framework of understanding did you develop under, Rob? Is he frozen?
So listen, are you on ADHD medication? Are you on amphetamines? You're
I'm
rocking
not on
back and forth.
amphetamines.
You seem like you're sweating. You seem like you're writhing or something like that. You're
I'm
not on
perfectly calm,
amphetamines of
man.
any kind.
No, I'm not on any sort of amphetamine. I'm completely sober. I'm a Shia Muslim. I live in Lebanon.
Okay, well, we're not going to be disrespecting Islam, all right? So let's go to the next person. All right, we have a hero of Looksmax here. They just disappeared. We're bringing these people up. We're bringing these people up to ask real questions and be sincere. If they don't want to be sincere, they don't want to be real, they can move along. Okay? Next question. Go ahead, smart fella. You can come back up, FL. Just give it a sec. There's other people here who aren't admins and stuff who want to participate. Go ahead, smart fella.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What do you want to say, buddy? What do you want to say, buddy? Is it late over there?
I got a question.
Is it late over there? You underneath your blankie? You in your closet underneath your blankie so you could talk with the doc?
Alright. So, like, my question is, like, what was, like, your, like, main belief on, like infallibilism? It's like, that's something.
What's my infallibilism? Is that what you said? What's my infallibilism?
Like, what's the interior belief of criteria?
I believe that not believing in anything is a good way to practice meditation. Thank you for your question.
Yo. Last time you didn't let me speak, bro.
All right, what's your question, buddy?
Okay, bro. Hear me out this time, yeah? It's actually important, bro. Actually.
This is not a podcast. I don't know how many times I have to explain this to people, but we're not having you are not an invited guest on a podcast. You're allowed to come up to the mic to ask a question. Okay? Get it through your thick skull.
All right,
Go
Dr.
ahead.
Rob, what's
Go
your
ahead with
opinion
your
on hard
question,
maxing?
Aram.
What's your opinion on surgery, like hard maxing, filler, like hyaluronic acid, like diff filler, stuff like that? I asked the question.
Yeah, and God damn it, listen to me for a sec. This is not a podcast. You are not participating in a podcast, okay? The Aram stage is never going to happen. The Aram Looksmaxing fucking dick surgery stage is never going to happen in a billion years. It's never going to happen, okay, buddy? Get that through your head. So when you ask me a question, the space is open for me for a million years to just sit there and be aware and answer it and to digest it. Maybe I don't have a script written out and I need to actually think about that. I need to digest that. I need to sit with that kind of question. I need to meditate with that kind of question. Okay, man? And once again, it's nothing personal. I'm just laying down the facts for you guys. So I'm still going to answer that question, but maybe we're going too quickly. We're going to have to come back to it. Go ahead, Darky.
All right, so I have a question. Do you think all the aspects of like the primal meat diet are harmful, or do you think like some parts of it are beneficial?
I don't know. I think a lot of these things are like trends. So if you look at something like you're familiar with NoFap, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So nofap is good. I mean, if you're masturbating every day, you're watching porn every day, you're losing all that energy every day. Like the main meaningful experience and activity you have in your life is you jerking off. That's going to be a problem. Right? 100%. And so if you can, it's like doing a fast. It's like a Ramadan for jerking off. You do it, you're doing it every day, and now you're doing it once a week or something like that. Of course, that's good. That's going to be a good thing. I'm sure all of us, most of us here, if we jerked off less, it'd probably be good. Let alone the kind of pornography and stuff that you get into, right? So that's good. That's true. But when it comes to this like bigger idea of like you're going to become a wizard, of like this incremental returns of, okay, 1 month of nofap's great, but once you get to 3 months, that's when you get over the hump, and once you get to 6 months, that's once you start developing a pheromone that attracts women. That's all kind of bullshit, right? That's not real. That's not practical for most people as well. And the other element of that goes into looksmaxing stuff as well. If you're attractive, that's great, but we're not in the 1500s, and you're not a millionaire. You know what I mean? And you're not living in a world like that. So you're going to be prowling around, as some kind of fucking weirdo trying to date a bunch of different girls and have sex with a bunch of different people, and nothing miraculous is ever going to come out of it besides maybe you get in some STDs and stuff and wasting a lot of time and energy. So whatever you guys want to do is fine. If you guys want to be way more physically attractive, or you, like the big thing with Looksmax is like other men find you attractive. Like other men say you're sexually attractive for women. And I love that about you. And I'm so into that about you, right? So that's fine if that's what you want to do. But in the broader scheme of life, how far can you go in just getting more attractive? Maybe it's not as much as you might think. So let's go to the next question. I'm not telling you guys to not try to self-improve and do good things, but it's like you fixate so much on being like a looksmaxing pro, and you become a fucking goblin inside of your brain. You become a nasty, ugly person inside. So is it really worth it? And then all the people say, yes, it's worth it. Well, it's not worth it for me. So we're not just dragging random people up into the stage. I don't know what's going on with the moderators or the admins. I don't know what's going on here. Do we have a question?
Yo, yes, we have a question.
Okay, I'm not asking you. You are not in a position of being... Now we've gone from a podcast guest to a podcast assistant. How did that happen? How did me constantly telling people that you are not a guest on this podcast has turned guys into the people that are fucking behind the scenes, that are my assistants during the podcast, and saying, yeah, we have a question. So let's bring up the next person. Okay, I'm Dr. Rob. I was a Buddhist monk for 8 years. I was interviewed by Kai Cenat for more than 30 minutes. Okay, I was on the Matan Evans podcast. I don't sell anything. I'm not here to sell you guys anything. I'm here to be a supporter for your guys' lives. And this is can we like slow this down for a sec as we bring up the next person? Let's slow down, everybody. Let's slow down for a sec, okay? We want a real question here, okay? We want a real question. We don't want people to come up here playing these games.
How do I get on the Matan Evans podcast?
By being more fucking based than you'll ever be in your life. Let's get this guy out of here.
Bald.
Let's get this guy out of here. Oh, better be bald. What do you got to... Look at this guy. Look at this little punk guy. Let him be bald. What got stuck in your throat there, huh? All right. So we are moving forward, everybody. Ali, could you pause the chat for a second? Could you give the chat a pause for just 1 second? We're not in a hurry here, guys. We're not in a rush. We're going to get to everybody's questions, and it's going to be an absolutely incredible experience. So we're just going to lock this for a sec. So, guys, This is the Dr. Rob meditation channel. I'm not selling anything, guys. I'm not trying to scam you guys. I don't sell any courses. I don't sell anything. But if you guys feel an energy here, if you guys feel a connection here, I want you guys to jump in that chat, man. I want you guys to like and subscribe. I want you guys to put W's in the chat. I want you guys to show your presence. I want people to know that Looksmaxers are alive and well and that we will not be stopped. Period. All right, let's keep going. W's in the chat. All right, so Dal, welcome up, Dal. And Aram Voorhees, this is not about you. Just fucking give it a break, man. All right, Dal, what is your question?
How do you recover from a broken heart?
I cannot hear you. I cannot hear what you're saying. Please speak into the microphone. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. What's your question? Okay, let's bring up somebody here that has a little bit. We've already got invites for some of these people, but they're not coming up. Please pay attention to your invites, everybody. Please pay attention to your invites. All right, let's go ahead, FL.
Okay. Can we have a proper line of discussion, Dr. Rob?
Go
I
ahead.
wanted to ask you about
What do you
your
want to
history,
say?
about your history on like your past beliefs, everything you come from, right? Because for you to come to this Eastern Buddhist understanding, you have to come from somewhere, you know, somewhere interesting, right? Like you didn't just arrive here, did you?
I have arrived. I am home in the here and in the now. I am solid. I am free. I am solid. I am free. In the ultimate I dwell. In the ultimate I dwell. Boom, boom.
Thank you, Dr. Rob. That was
You're
really
welcome.
enlightening.
Do you have any other questions?
I think that answers.
Yeah, that's a good answer, right? Well, you're good to know that's a good answer. Smart guy.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Rob.
You're welcome. Very welcome.
Have a wonderful rest of the stage, man.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
doing great.
Yeah. We're all in a kind of situation of suffering. I mean, we have to be honest about that. We have suffering in our lives. We have difficulty inside of our minds. We have a bunch of thoughts. We can't control those thoughts. And so you can just like lean into the bullshitoism of your thoughts that are totally out of control. Or you can actually learn how to stop those thoughts and to prevent thoughts from arising, which is very difficult, but it's a real practice. To cultivate thoughts, to cultivate thinking. Because if you can't stop thoughts, you're not actually the one creating the thoughts. The thoughts are just compulsively happening all the time, compulsively happening. You're not really in control of your own mind. All right, let's bring up Spen. Come on up, Spen. What's your question?
Okay, I'd like to ask,
Nigga, why
what
am I
is
here?
your, what? Okay. I'd like to ask, what is your opinion on just like beauty privilege?
Well, that's life. What you guys are really so looksmaxing is basically a cope for wealth. But most of you guys are coming from a culture that has like lost all of its integrity or like groundedness in community or like real relationships with community. And so status has been, or community status or community relevance has been totally replaced with just money. And you guys are basically thinking that looks is equatable to money, but it doesn't really work like that.
Any femboys or girls, hit me up, bro.
It doesn't really look like that. So looksmaxing is basically a cope to have parents who are millionaires for most people. I mean, it's good. It's good that you guys can get attractive, but you're going to have either one partner ultimately, or you're going to have multiple, women that have also had many partners, which is fine if that's what you want to do. If the whole looksmaxing idea is that you're going to run around and have sex with a lot of people, well, that's your right if you want to do that. But you being attractive isn't going to make you wealthy. And the privilege that goes with being attractive is just a psychological phenomena where if people see that you're wealthy, they imagine you have other good qualities psychologically. Like we imagine wealthy people are more intelligent generally. Very deeply we imagine that, even though that's not necessarily true. And the same way, but I'd say less so in America, because we kind of expect people to be very stupid and we worship people that are very stupid, So anyways, what I'm trying to say is that looksmaxing is basically a cope. But if you can make yourself more attractive, it's a way for you to do self-improvement. If it's a way for you to better yourself and feel better around other people, then that's a good thing.
Dr. Rob, what do you think about the game Dragon City?
Oh, we're not talking about Dragon City. All right, next question.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah? It sounds like you got your mic shoved up your ass, but I can hear you. Sounds like you got your mic shoved up your ass, but I can hear you just fine. Some mic you found in the trash can somewhere, broke boy. All right, next question. What are you, in a cave somewhere? All right, go ahead, Dr. Rob the Rabbi. I'm not Jewish. I don't have anything to do with the Jewish agenda. And remember, you are not a fellow host. You're someone coming up to ask a question. All right, so this is important. This is very good. And can you guys imagine? I mean, guys, in terms of being real, like imagine when you guys are when you've retired from looksmaxing. So you're like 50 years old or you're 60 years old now. You've spent all these years having sex with all these women, and now you're at a bar or you're at a library or you're at the sitting area. And you come across a guy who spent 8 years as a Buddhist monk.
Why you kick me? Why?
You come across a guy who spent years as a Buddhist monk. You'd say, wait a minute, that's actually something unique. That's actually something curious. That's a higher tier meme than my trolling, kind of fake disingenuousness to cover up the vulnerability of my ego and my uncertainty of what's going on. So I'm just going to bullshit all this. You're not being forced to be here. Listen, you guys. I mean, I was in the same situation, but you didn't protest. They forced you to go to school. They forced you to memorize those things. They forced you to learn cursive. You should have protested. And you still could protest. You still can protest. All right? So next question. Is there no real human beings here? I mean, this is a damnation of this server and this community that we can't get a single authentic looksmaxer, a mind-mogging looksmaxer to come up here and tell me my business, right? Go ahead, Carr. What's your question, buddy?
Dr. Rob, I have a question. Should I go for looksmaxing or inner peace?
You should go for inner peace. It'll make you more beautiful externally.
But what do I have to gain from that? I think
What do you
looks
have to
maxing.
gain from appearing more beautifully externally? Maybe getting a fucking brain? So look, guys, you guys have your heads so full of shit and garbage and piss and jankum that you can't even hear what's being said. You can't even follow the words that are coming one after another that are coming out of my mouth because your head is so full of fucking shit and piss and bullshit. Relax, focus on your breathing, concentrate. You can come up and you can ask a question again. All right, True Redeemer, do you have a question?
My dick is low-key small. What should I do to get...
Well, that's another aspect of Looksmaxing, is that it tends to be very racist oriented. It tends to have a lot of white supremacist values, right? We all know about that. So it's like black people can be very attractive. Brown people can be very attractive, but that's the outlier. Whereas the hope is that all of the white men can be very attractive. You know, we can all aspire to Looksmax, but for most of those brown and black people, etc., they're kind of out of the picture, and that's a part of the Looksmaxing dynamic. Let's make sure that we're watching that. I'm telling you, some people are going to be in big trouble here. All right, let's bring up Adi. Welcome, Adi. Why don't you come on up? All right, we're going to clear all these requests. All these requests need to be cleared. We're starting fresh because it seems like there's not a flow here that seems to be working. We have almost 150 people here with my live stream on my YouTube channel combined with this session here in this Looksmaxing session. So what's the problem with us getting real people to come in and ask questions? What's the problem with that? Gather yourself. If you don't have a real question to ask, you don't raise your hand. Do you understand that? You don't raise your hand as a way for you to play the game. You're not doing that here. We're not playing that game here. Look, I'm raising my hand. That's not what you do. You raise your hand when you're ready to come up. Just like if this was the Matan Evans podcast. Just like this, what if Clavicular was here? What if Clavicular was here? I mean, come on, guys. Let's get fucking real. Clavicular microdoses meth, and he was a incel on a forum for years, and he ascended. He's got thousands of women that would like to be with him. He's got so many viewers and so much money you wouldn't imagine. Being a Buddhist monk for 8 years is trash compared to him. I want to be Clavicular one day. I'm going to be like him. So there's a dimension of retardism there that you guys have to actually digest and accept. I'm not saying we can't mess around with that kind of stuff. That's cool. I mean, look, Clavicular is cool. He drives a cool car. He's a cool guy. He's got a cool meth addiction. He's having cool overdoses. He's cool in all these different dynamics, right? But also, you know, he wasn't a Buddhist monk for 8 years. And if you guys are literally putting on a pedestal to this degree, that kind of way of life and that kind of disposition, you need to watch yourselves a little bit. You need to watch the mind that supports that.
No, serious question. What's your opinion on surgery? Like, no joking.
You need brain surgery, buddy. That's my opinion on surgery.
Well, Dr. Rob, just on a whole, what's your opinion on Looksmaxing, like, externally, like, physically, like, focusing on just what's, you know, physical? Do you think it's wrong, like, inherently?
You're conflating physical attributes with absolute beauty. What you're talking about is basically a religion of beauty standard, right? For men, by men. So it's almost like a gay cult, or it's like a 50 or 60-year-old gay man's wet dream. So it's possible that like all of this looksmaxing stuff was set up by like 60 or 70-year-old gay pedophile billionaires to get a bunch of you guys like this in a server taking pictures of your shirt off and looking around for other men to rate you. And, you know, because first you rate your face, right? First you get your face rated, but then you want to check the body, right? And then this anonymous guy that's talking to you on Discord that said that they would rate you, right, says, well, I need to check your butt too. So it's kind of a weird thing. It's almost like a kind of religion. It's not inherent. There's nothing inherently bad in you trying to develop your physical attractiveness in what you understand is a solid paradigm or a solid perspective of what is attractive, right? There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is when you develop the problem is when you develop this religious belief about what beauty is that's entirely about fucking you getting surgeries on your face. Or looking at physically in a certain way. That's a big problem because we already live in such a superficial culture and society, right? Where any kind of authenticity or depth or sincerity is just shit on. Like, fuck that shit. I'm angry at the world. Let me get back to my bullshit. You see what I'm saying? And so now you're creating a religion of hyper fixating on something that's so superficial that you're literally talking about getting plastic surgery as a man. In like Vietnam, let me tell you, there's a lot of beautiful women in Vietnam. Okay? And in Vietnam, women are very conscientious about being skinny. You know, like a woman is very afraid of being fat. Right? But in terms of male beauty standards, there's nothing like that. So like for me, I'll just tell you guys, you know, for whatever, just to give you guys like a reality check, for me, I'm constantly getting the eyes. I'm constantly getting the looks. I'm constantly getting the warm shoulders from not just outwardly beautiful women, right? Because you'll see a lot of outwardly beautiful women in Miami or whatever that are bipolar, that are totally insane, that are underneath that surface just totally disgusting. You see what I'm saying? And so you need to watch out for yourself that you're not becoming totally disgusting inside. And we already live in a culture. We already live in a culture that doesn't value virtue. It doesn't value being a good person. It doesn't value having like any depth at all outside of just following along with trends. So you can really get yourself into a bad situation with this stuff. Truly.
So then I raise you this, man. What should we do as like the next young generation? What do you think the immediate next step is for us?
I would say it's about as hopeless can be. I mean, it's not a good situation. Like to grow up and be empowered. You want to be empowered. You want to be skillful at being a human being, right? You want to be empowered at being a good person in community. Right now, this is a community, believe it or not. This is a community situation. You do that by having access to real mentors, real adults that spend real time with you, that are matured, that are developed, that have had a variety of life experiences. So for, I would say, maybe 70 to 80% of the people here, they don't have a relationship. They've never had a relationship like that with anybody, outside of maybe their parents that are very busy. And then all of their mind has just been flooded with fake bullshit. And so what you've almost been conditioned to learn, right, is that there's not such a thing as real. There's nothing real. The only real thing is what you're being told to focus on, which is to try to make money, which is to try to have sex, which is just superfluous, vague, general ideas like an animal. It's almost like you're being conditioned and trained to be an animal so that you can be easily manipulated and controlled and put into a particular direction in your life and not able to actually think for yourself. So we're totally losing the capacity to think for ourselves. We're totally losing the capacity to look deeply at anything. And everything that's real loses value while everything that's fake gains value. You see what I'm saying?
Do you think
So
we
like
should,
me,
do you think we should try to leverage that for the self?
Excuse me?
Like, do you think it's something that we should try to leverage for the self, or do you think that that's like inherently wrong? Like, we shouldn't try to use this as something to get ahead of people, right? Because like the framework's been set, right? Like everybody's stupid, you know, everybody's.
Well, I don't want to
fed
go into that. I
information
want to
straight
answer
up
your
the bum.
question because I know that there's a lot of indoctrination going on here, and I'm sure they already know that deal and what you're talking about. So this is my rare chance to share the other side of things. You can do what you want. You can do what you want. But if you're not a good person, don't expect to really live a good life. And if you think that Clavicular is living a good life, with his constant mental health issues, with his active meth addiction, with his overdoses, with his hyperfixation on the way that other people view him and trying to bring other people into this paradigm, like he interviewed that Channel 5 guy and he walked away from the interview because the Channel 5 guy said that he was not concerned about how he looked. Whereas for Clavicular's religion and belief system, that guy has to follow in that belief system. So anyways, all I'm saying is that you'll find out one way or another that it's the amount of goodness that you have in your life that decides the real quality of your life, especially when it comes to impacting other people. But we don't think about that much anymore, how we impact other people. We don't really think about that at all. It's just how can we trample over those people? How can we get beyond those people to get what we want? And that actually creates a society that's self-destructive. And so it's remarkable. It's remarkable that this Discord server, for example, hasn't self-destructed. You know, and it may be a key or it may be an interesting point that in this Discord server that hasn't been self-destructed somehow. There are very few places online like this. Do you know how many few Discord servers there are online like this right now? This is probably the only one. Where you can do an everyone tag and you have 90 people on a stage, or you have 100 people on a stage.
Gnarly.
This is probably the only one. Discord is fucking, whatever they did, whatever happened socially is fucking been noosed up and hung. So, well, I'll tell you why it's happened that way. Because of this constant drive to get up for ourselves. So we don't think about how we can use this community to help each other or help other people. We think about how can we exploit this community? How can we exploit this community to get better for ourselves? Anybody here know Hamza? Anybody here know Hamza? You guys should know Hamza. He was a bit of a Looksmaxer and a bit of a self-improver before some of this new wave, second wave Looksmax and whatever. But anyway, Hamza had a self-improvement Discord server. You know, Looksmaxing is just a part of self-improvement, FYI. It was much bigger than this. It was much more alive than this. And you know what he started to do? He started to shut it down to drive people to his courses and his classes. And then he would reopen it. Then he would shut it down again. Then he would do all these kind of different things to basically extract value from the community. You know what happens when you do that? The community collapses. And so that's what we're willing to do. We're willing to extract value from one another and from society, from everyone, and eventually from ourselves to the point where we collapse. And developing, so let's say, for example, I know this is a lot. Let's say, for example, that you are a very good Looksmaxer. If you're a very good Looksmaxer, what does that mean? Not just that you look very good and that you've developed a lot, but it means that you fucking love Looksmaxing. You're deeply, deeply, deeply entrenched in the attachment to being attractive, right? So what's going to happen when you get into an accident? What's going to happen when you get sick? What's going to happen when you're old? You're either going to become a freak, which men often do, or you're going to become very, very negative and dark and very depressed. Now imagine that for women. As a Looksmaxing man, FL Buddhist monk, as long as you keep, it's like for me. It's like for me, I'm in my prime as a man. I might as well be a 18-year-old girl or a 21-year-old girl going out in the street as a man. I go and pop some test and pop some Retta and pop some this and that and get a nice wig and go and hit the gym. I'm going to be fucking 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 for the next 20 fucking years, right? But women are a part of human beings as well, aren't they? So imagine a woman that develops a very, very deep attachment to her beauty and then wakes up as a sunburned, overstressed, overwhelmed, exhausted, God forbid, overweight, out of shape 45-year-old woman. How do you think that's going to affect the state of the mind? So you might be pushing yourself to be in a certain realm of existence for a certain period of time, but there will be consequences to that. The attachments that you develop to those things will have consequences eventually, because all those things are impermanent and temporary. And it's not that anybody here has been groomed to do anything. It's the exact opposite. You have not been supported to be independent. You have not been supported to have your own life. You have not been supported to think for yourself. Your basic experience that you've had is the same basic experience that all the other people in your neighborhood, that all the other people in your state, that all the other people in your economic stratum have had. So you think that you're an individual, but you don't really have any individuated experiences that separate you apart from other people. And now you're trying to advertise yourself, but you don't really have anything to advertise besides your want to be seen and your want to be liked and your want to be watched. And so it's kind of a self-destructive culture that we create that way. Number one, focus, be a good person. Number two, kind of know how to meditate. Number three, good luck. Try to find good friends along the way. Because let's shut this down. Let's shut this down. We do not want to let this happen. This is exactly what happens, because there are people here that do not want the status quo to raise. They do not want a higher level of awareness or presence to be here, because they're constantly coming in here, consciously or unconsciously, exploiting people for their own ego. So like Aram talking about doing surgeries or something, that could very well be that he's personally self-obsessed with doing surgeries to his body, and to justify that self-obsession, he's trying to get 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 16-year-old kids to do surgery, to convince them to do surgery for their body. That kind of thing is totally possible. And so this level of awareness is actually a medicine. It's a medicine, and you can see that they're reacting to try and resist and to stop this. But this awareness, it doesn't have a beginning or an ending. It just is. And so that's why you can see the reactivity of people really shows their problematic nature.
Hello, Dr. Rob. It's me, Vincent.
No need to introduce yourself. What's your question?
I'm going to give you the chance to speak to these folks.
My bad.
Right?
This is not a podcast.
Okay, bro. Thank you, FL. Always appreciated you. Could we lock the channel for a sec, Ali? Could we give this a lock for a sec? Thank you very much. So everybody, I just want to let you know that I do have a non-for-profit organization called the Monk Life Meditation YouTube channel. We are live over there right now with over 50 viewers. I know you guys love clavicular. I know you guys love live streamers. Well, you're looking at a live streamer right now. Can you imagine being the podcast host, being the stage host on the Looksmax Discord itself, with over 90 people in the audience, over 50 people watching the live stream on the YouTube? Can you imagine the energy, the potency, the vitality, the dynamics, the momentum? Can you imagine the fame, the status, the privilege, the power? How much? All right. So if you guys want to send a like, leave a like on that video, check out the community over there. You're very welcome to do that. It's very appreciated. Yeah, let's focus on the people asking the questions. Go ahead, Crab.
Yo. So what's one advice that you would give to this audience that you would give to your younger self, especially to an audience who's very focused on bettering themselves?
be more comfortable with not knowing and not doing anything. Try to spend more time sitting with and being with not knowing and not doing anything. And if you find someone or you connect with someone or you sense something in someone, don't be afraid to let go of what you thought. Don't be in a constant state of belief of your own thoughts. Sit there with disbelief in the face of your thinking.
Dr. Rob, I have a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
So,
and let's get some W's in the chat, everybody. Let's get some W's in the chat. We want to make sure that the trolls don't win. We want to make sure that they do not have charge of this server. We want to make sure they know that Dr. Rob is in the house now, baby. Let's get some big W's in the chat, everybody.
Shut the fuck up, Baldas, nigga.
All right.
So if you had access to finasteride or dutasteride back in the day, would you have saved your hair? Genuine question, not trying to
It's just not that important. So this is this like religious cult belief that people have. Your standard of beauty, your idol. I mean, it's like you're worshiping an idol of beauty that is like a god that's made up in your own mind. Beauty doesn't work like that. Haven't you ever heard the saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder? So you need to really rework your mindset. It's like, for what way?
Yo, what's up, bro?
It's just an arbitrary idea. It's just a vague, arbitrary idea. You have to let go of the vague bullshit. And you got to learn how to be real. I don't know, join the football team, join the soccer team, learn about Buddhism or meditation. If you want. Okay, let's watch the people who are abusing perms here. We have a very strict modality here with abusing perms. All right,
Hello,
Grace, welcome. What's your question? Yeah.
Hi. I noticed that you keep listing like collabing with other content creators as a personal achievement, but are there like things that depend on others who are more successful, and like how would you say this relates to ego?
Go ahead and walk me through that question again.
Basically, like you keep listing how you collab with other content creators as like an achievement, but those things depend on others who are like more successful than you. So like, how would you say that that relates to like an ego?
It's whatever, your ego is just what you think about something. So as much as you're looking at it from your personal view, your ego is just what you think about something. So it could be this, it could be that. It could be anything. So it's learning how to look at your own thoughts without seeing those thoughts as being yours. They're just thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, I also wanted to ask, you say that you were a monk for 8 years, and like what brought you there and what struggles did you overcome? Because to me that's the true achievement.
There's nobody to overcome anything. There's no real self.
No,
so
I meant,
this
like,
idea,
no,
you don't know, honey. You don't know, honey. You don't know. You don't understand. You don't get it. Okay? You don't understand. The idea here, honey bun, okay? The idea here, shush your mouth. The idea here, okay, is that we're seeing reality, we're seeing ourselves in the same way that...
Rob, I'm 17.
Shut your fucking mouth. We're seeing reality in the same way that we watch a movie. Have you ever seen... Tell me a good movie that you watched recently, Grace.
I forgot the name of it.
Well, think of one that you remember the name of.
The Notebook?
Okay. So why did you enjoy The Notebook? Why were you able to watch The Notebook? Because it felt real, right? Because it was convincing.
Yeah.
Very convincing. It felt very real, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the Buddhist idea is that this also feels very real, right? This is Dr. Rob in the story, and we're the army against him. We don't like when Dr. Rob talks. L's in the chat, everybody. We're the army, right? So we play that game. But the reality, the idea behind the Buddhist idea is that that movie is just as real as what we're experiencing right now. That there's not actually a reality outside of your current experience of mind. So that this present moment experience that's not based or stuck in thoughts, right, is nothing. And so meeting nothingness, or like learning what the absence of thinking is like, is very important in the practice of meditation. To develop your relationship with the absence of thinking, to develop your relationship with not thinking, is very important. Do you understand that? Now, if you're constantly smoking doobies and getting high, you're not going to be able to do anything like that. You're not going to understand anything like that. Okay.
I don't condone drugs, honey bun.
All right. Good for you. Bye-bye. Next question.
Hello.
Namaste. What's your question, period?
Yeah, hello. I just want to have more of a conversation because I feel like you.
Well, I've told you that we're not having a conversation. What's your question? You're not a guest here. You're not a guest on this podcast. What do you want to ask?
Okay, so you're a Buddhist, right? So you believe in Krishna, and are you religious in that sense, or did you just go?
Are you a retard?
No, I'm
you
not.
Sure? Let me, why don't you go back and think about that a little bit, okay? Why don't you go and talk with Claude and ask Claude what Buddhism is.
Hello, Rob.
All right, so let's go to the next person here.
Yo, hello.
What's your question, NBC? You sound stupid.
Wow, okay, that's a bad introduction.
All right, let's go to the next question here from...
Oliver, that's my name.
What's your question, buddy?
Okay, so since in Buddhism there's the idea of no permanent self, but at the same time karma seems to imply some kind of continuity between actions and consequences. I'm trying to understand what exactly is being carried over, because if there's no fixed self, then who or what is actually experiencing the result of past actions?
Well, let's not put in the because I said so. But it's basically Newtonian versus Einsteinian physics. So when I pick up this cup and drop it, in Newtonian physics, the Newton guy, he says that the cup moves through space. In Einsteinian physics, and you can run this through your AI as well, in Einsteinian physics, it says that actually the cup doesn't move. It only appears to move because of the background. So you can talk with your AI model about that. Okay, so wow, we're really getting to this. Is there any way to cycle out? Okay, how about this, everybody? How about this? All right, Ariana, do you have a question?
Hello, Dr. Rob. Yeah, I was just wondering, since you're Norwood 6, have you...
Okay, Utopia, what's your question? All right.
Yo, how do you feel, you fucking bald cunt, yeah? I can't lie, mate. You are a very mean person. You're being a dickhead for no fucking reason. Fucking prick. Fucking bitch. Bald prick, bruv. Yeah, look at my hair, you little prick. Huh? I'm not balding. Fucking prick, bruv. Ugly shitter. Fucking hell. Motherfucker. Bitch. Bitch. Screenshot me, boys.
All right, so let's do a song together then. This is a pretty simple song, and I hope that we'll all be able to sing it together. All right? Sing along if you know the lyrics. Breathing in.
Why you such a bald-headed, ugly faggot, nigga?
Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out.
Yo, what the fuck is good wrong?
I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as the dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. I am free. Breathing in.
Hello, Rob. The song is fucking Buddhist.
I am aware. Breathing out, I am at peace. Breathing in, I am freeing all those things inside me, inside me. So, listen, guys, as much as it's play, okay.
Breathing in.
As much as it's play, it's okay.
Out.
But once you guys develop this kind of toxicity, this nastiness, right? What kind of people do you think you're going to become? When you're not able to like cope with your identity by being young and being at the beginning of your life, how do you think that this is going to manifest in your ego, in your sense of self? This, I don't know, what is it? This frustration, this low tolerance for authenticity, this aggression towards sincerity, this unwillingness to admit that you don't know, that you don't understand. So all of this goes into these dynamics that we're talking about here, of meditation, of being a good person, of being sincere, and also of being empowered, being powerful, being strong. You know what I mean? Being brave, to be beyond yourself, to be beyond your ego. I don't want that. And you know, listen, guys. I mean, I have nothing wrong with play. I love to play. I love to play. I love, you know, to hang out and make jokes and have those good vibes, right? But you guys being fucking pussycat losers, right? That can't bring anything to the table and then want to whinge and whine and you know, all these kinds of different things. No, that ain't happening. I want you to be strong. I want you to be brave. I want you to be creative. I want you to be cool. I want you to be deep. I want you to be sincere.
What's your favorite book?
My favorite book is How I Poop My Pants at Work by Aram Voorhees. I mean, you know, it's like, you know, and then you get into these ego dynamics and these ego conflicts between people, right? But really, it's just, it's the way that it is. You know what I mean? You have to begin to be able to actually look at yourself. That's what meditation is. Now, I would love to teach you guys meditation right now, right? And if Clavicular was here, and he said, guys, meth is cool, but meditation with Dr. Rob is good too, you'd all start fucking jerking off so fast. And then Clavicular would have to say, no, guys, don't jerk off. I was saying, you know, let's actually meditate with Dr. Rob. Everybody says, okay, we'll do it. We talk. We respect Clavicular. Because we talk. We get the plastic surgery to be beautiful. I will be the beautiful man. I'm going to be the beautiful man. I'm going to be a very beauty man. You know, it's like we're looking around for mysterious men online to raid our ass. Maybe you lost it. Maybe it's not Unk that lost it. When you got a group of young men that are searching around for mysterious men online to rate their asses. Maybe that's where somebody lost it. You know what I mean? And you can't say that's not real, because that's very real. Hey, it's 4 a.m. I'm on Looksmaxing Discord. Can somebody rate me? Hi, my name's Anime Guy Goku. I'm fit and I'm a real raider. You want to come over to my Discord call and we'll check you out? We'll give you a professional rating. I mean, come on. What are you guys doing? You guys got to get out there and chop wood and breathe air and sing songs. Learn about Buddhism and meditation. Learn how to be real, man. Learn how to be deep. Clavicular has followers, not you. Clavicular is talking to all the girls, not you. Clavicular is my role model. Clavicular is a hot and sexy guy, and he's the guy I really like, not you. I wish Clavicular was here. I wish Clavicular was here. I wish Dr. Rob was Clavicular. I wanted Dr. Rob, but I got Clavicular instead. Oh no. That's the reality. And you guys need to start accepting that. You guys would more likely get plastic surgery from a 60-year-old fat gay man who told you that you were a sub-5 in the streets of Miami than listen to a guy who was a Buddhist monk for 8 years put you on to real fucking shit. Real fucking OG shit. The kind of energy that you can't just get fucking scrolling through kick.com gambling. Trying to gamble your life away with your ego. Clavicular? Yeah, but you're not clavicular. You're not clavicular. So who else? Who else besides clavicular? And I know that there's all these guys, there's all these sub-8s in here that are really going to have to let off some steam because they mog me, so this should be their stage. So they're going to have to reach out to their 50-year-old gay raiders and have to give them a little bit of a butt show for encouragement. Rate me, daddy, rate me. Tell me I'm an 8. Tell me my face is sub-8, but my butt is 8+. Tell me, daddy. That's what you guys are obsessed with, right? Is being rated by other men. Being rated more sexually attractive by other men. Isn't that what Looksmaxing is about? Isn't that what the practice of Looksmaxing is about? Butt maxing? What about fart maxing? You guys want to do a fart maxing course? We'll set up the WhatsApp group right now. $50 a pop. I'll set up a fart maxing group for $50 a pop. You want to mog 8+ primes and you look in the mirror, you're barely a sub 7, you're going to have to fucking find something else out to work to do, because it doesn't matter how much surgery you're going to get, you're still going to be a 5'5", you might as well be a Floyd. Now with fart maxing, you could walk into an elevator with an 8+ prime Stacy with a 9+ prime Chad, and you could fucking rip an 8+ prime fart that I could train you and I could teach you how to do that, and that entire place would be mogged. They'd be mogged so hard that they'd be vomiting in the fucking street. And you'd be standing there like a king, saying that's just the way that it is. There are people above and there are people below. And I'm the judge, or rather Clavicular's the judge, but Clavicular's not here. Who wants to sign up for my fart maxing course? Raise your hand. $50 a pop. Start up a WhatsApp group. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, how much is that? What's 6 times 50? 7, 8, 9, 10? That's fucking $500 right there already. All right, question.
Why are you so full of ego, you bitch? I'm tired of your ass. I'm sick
What do you
and tired
think
of
about dick maxing surgery?
And there you have it, everybody. That's how you reach the youth. That's how you make an impact. And what a joy it is. What a joy it is to speak with hundreds of young men, to share my experience, my wisdom, my insight, my life path, and hopefully give them some inspiration. That is how you do it, my friends. And let's get some W's in the chat for the Looksmaxers, everybody. What an audience today. What an energy. You all can feel the generosity in the room, can't you? Everybody says, Rob, why do you seem like you're so bored and tired and drained? Why, where's your energy? Where's your vigor? Well, my vigor depends on the generosity of the community. And that's what that brought out of me. All those Looksmaxing young men coming together and really, really wanting to step up and really learn from Dr. Rob. So W's in the chat for all those Looksmaxers, guys. All right, now have you guys actually calmed down or what? Because we're not just going to have this overrun by trolls. Do we want to have this session? Do we want to have this course or not? What's the deal? Do we want to have it or not? So if you guys want to have nice things and you want to do this, you're going to have to be respectful. You're going to have to be kind. You're going to have to be sincere. You're going to have to be real and cut the shit. If you don't have anything to say, then let's just meditate together. What do you think about that? That's a live stream. That link is to a live stream in 4K. That link is not to some fucking dumbass video. It's to a 4K live stream with over 50 viewers, okay? When's the last time you had a live stream with over 50 viewers? You're telling me I'm a loser because I'm not the same as Clavicular. So, I'm now, because we've reached this stage, I'm now going to invite people up, or rather Ali is going to invite specific people to come up who are representatives of the Looksmaxing community, and I'm going to have a conversation with them. Okay? Let's do this one, but real conversation. It's not just Q&A, a real conversation, guys. Thank you, Ali. Give it a sec, give it a sec, give it a sec. Slow down, listen, listen, listen. Slow down. There's a dynamic here. Listen, listen. Shush, 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 shush. Help us all listen together. Shush, 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 shush. Let's all listen together. Just felt an earthquake. Stop that guy. That guy's it's not the place for this. That's not the place for this.
It'll be over in the blink of an eye. Remember who you are. Remember what you whose life is this? Whose hands are these?
Hello, Rob. Salutations. To me, PSL.
Whose voice is
Don't let them manipulate you just because you're looking for community.
Yeah, bro, it's kind of tough, But I just be focused on my life, working hard on my lives every day, working hard on my lives, because I sit back in my lives, work hard every day in my lives.
You're polluting the space with your stupid ego. Shut up and get out of here.
You're fucking bald. Shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah, but what I said is still true. Yeah, but what I said is still true. This is the Looksmaxing.org Discord server. We are the largest self-improvement Discord server online, the most active self-improvement Discord server online. We will not stop helping young men. We will not stop encouraging young men. We will not stop empowering young men. We believe in this work. We will work together with everybody and anybody. We will collaborate. We will communicate. We will watch moderators who do not fulfill their perm responsibilities. More power, and I'm saying this to my brother Ali, and I'm saying this to my brother Ultra. More power equals more responsibility. The mods can play, the staff can play, but when we start talking about admin positions, we need people who are on the level when it comes down to it. We need people who can disseminate an air, not of attempting to social climb or to get benefit from this space, but to give benefit, selfless benefit to this space.
Yo, whoever untimed that guy, you're getting.
I've been talking about it. We gotta check the logs, Ultra, because it's probably Aram Voorhees. Listen, I like Aram Voorhees like everybody else. I didn't want to get into this, but he should not be admin. Whatever the thing is, you think that he's gotta be something, that's fine, but this guy, he's got a dark mind. He's trying to make 14-year-old guys get surgery. He's got a fetish or something. He's a bad guy. I'll guarantee it was him. Check the logs. He's probably manipulating the logs. He's a shifty character. He's a shifty guy. We've had problems with Aram in the past. We've had problems with him talking about things that he shouldn't be talking about, things that are against the rules of this server, and he needs to be watched. He needs to be monitored. That's up to you guys. I mean, it's not up to me. I'm just sharing my side.
All right. We'll keep that stuff behind the scenes. You can't let them think.
What is that picture? That's great. Thank you for that. You guys are great. It's so much love. I mean, this is my dream to be here with. Now imagine, Ali and Ultra. Imagine if we could create a camping program, a camp out program for young men who wanted to looksmax, but they also wanted to self-improve. to spend some time in Saudi Arabia, to spend some time in the Middle East, to spend some time in Asia, to have a group meditation retreat, to have a group camping trip, to create a social media house for Looksmaxers. This could be the foundation. This could be the stage. There's so much coming down the wheelhouse right now. There's so much momentum here right now. And it's not about exploiting that momentum, but seeing how we can use that momentum to support each other and develop dynamics that are going to bring people away from negativity. Because as much as people are trolling and messing around, there is actually a negative part of the ego, of the selfishness, of the not understanding and the not wanting to understand and the not wanting authenticity and reality to be here that's coming out and trying to be aggressive.
Before the answer, remember.
Let's come back to center. Let's reorientate. Let's find our paradigm and let's move forward.
Hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, I have a question. What made you become a monk?
We're gonna reorient. Hold on.
How did you become one?
All right. Well, give me a sec. Listen,
You're gonna
guys.
have to repeat yourself.
Yeah,
You can't
guys.
hear
This is a place of rest. We're in a resting state right now. We're in a resting, aware state. We don't need to go anywhere. We don't need to do anything. There's no homework for us to do. Let's just listen to these energies and these dynamics that are very interesting, and we've never felt these things before. Allow ourselves to feel these questions, okay?
Like a cancer, you look like a tumor, bro. You're balding. Hey, you're a bald ass nigga, bro.
Okay, Dr. Rob, can I ask you the question now?
Yeah, he was trying to ask you while you were.
You can ask me the question, but you sound antsy. You need to relax your antsiness, brother. Focus on your breathing. Focus on your breathing. Focus on your breathing. Relax the heart. Relax the mind. All right, I'm gonna count. I'm gonna count down from 10. I'm gonna count down from 10. Okay. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Listen, guys, I've got a lot of stalkers online. You guys feel some of the energy. You guys feel some of the dynamics here. I get all kinds of weird stalkers and weird negative people that come around and try to get involved in my life in a negative way. And, you know, it's your guys' support, you guys being here and you guys give me this positive energy and you know, that protection of community is really important to me.
Hello.
A bunch of weirdos, a bunch of crazy people, like white trash people, trailer park people. No offense to you guys, I love you guys too, but that just they think that this isn't allowed to be about Buddhism because they don't know about Buddhism. Like in my live streams, that's a personal thing. I don't want you to bring all you guys into that, but if you guys can support me on my live streams and make sure that you don't let the trolls and the negative people and stuff just take over my life and my live streams. You guys have that positive energy, that true energy. So I really appreciate that kind of stuff, guys.
Hello. I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
What do you think is most important between physical appearance and confidence?
Excuse me?
What do you think is the most important between physical appearance and the confidence?
Well, okay, so this is the problem, right? You guys are being taught that your life is social media. But social media is not a rich life. It's not a deep life. So you have a bunch of followers on Instagram, you have a bunch of people watching your live stream, which is not realistic for most people for that to ever happen, right? So instead of you looking at how you're going to live a meaningful life, you're focusing on all this shallow stuff that you think will get you clicks or views, like literally social views. Like I was saying, when I go out in Vietnam, you know, people here probably don't, the men here don't think, like the 50-year-old gay men that get you guys to send them private rating pics probably don't think that I'm a very attractive guy. But when I'm walking around in Vietnam, I'm getting all kinds of eyes. I'm getting all kinds of looks. You know, I'm very well appreciated as a beautiful man here in Vietnam from a lot of beautiful people. So what I'm saying is that if that's your modus operandi, what is that going to lead to? You know? Because are you trying to build a family? Are you trying to be a part of a community? Are you trying to develop some skills? Are you trying to lead a good life? Or are you just looking for licks and clikes? You know what I mean? Because clicks and likes are superficial. And if you focus so much on that, you're not just going to lose your confidence, you're going to lose your sense of self. And your sense of self is going to be entirely, just like all the manufacturing jobs got exported to China, your sense of self is going to be exported to your environment. Your sense of self is going to be exported to all the other people in the world that you have nothing to do with, that don't have anything to do with you. So that's not a good way to live your life. And for the people watching on my YouTube live stream, you don't need to join the Discord server. You need to make a donation, okay? You're on the live stream. You want to be a Looksmaxer? Then you go and do Looksmaxing. Don't think that you're just going to come into the Looksmaxing server and you're going to be rated a 8+ prime, all right? Not going to happen. Send a super chat. How about that? You want to join the Discord. This Discord doesn't belong to you. This Discord doesn't belong to my stalkers and my trolls and my parasocial sycophantic stalkers. Okay? Is that clear?
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Right. Good.
In regard to your trolls, like when did they first start appearing? Like when you were on Kaisen Ads?
No, so this is what happened. It's giving me a headache. So I spent all those years as a Buddhist monk, and I did all these, you know, formal live streams, formal guided meditations. I had a very kind of curated persona, an online presentation. After I stopped being a monk, I took a period of time of like, I just had to be with myself. I really wasn't able to do much live streaming because it was like I lost my identity. Months and months later, I started to... It's almost like I took on the persona of a crazy person to show how absurd and negative I felt that people generally were, especially Western people and like American people. So I'd put on makeup, I'd be yelling and screaming at the screen, I'd be saying, I will not be institutionalized, I will not be institutionalized. And I did that for like a long period of time. And I was actually making quite a bit of money doing that, from donations, some from my followers, my students, but also from people who were just like coming along. And, you know, people like to donate because there's like a momentum of something going on. And somehow, like in the last couple months, it's like I keyed into like the trailer park people of YouTube Live very deeply. And so I've got these people that are following me that are like Christians or like online social justice warriors, where they're like, you know, this guy's fake, this guy's a scammer, this guy's not good, and all kinds of weird stuff coming from that. Just a lot of weird energy, you know. You can kind of pick up when people are acting like that. And so yeah, I don't know. So it's been ongoing. I've actually had to take some steps back from just live streaming so much because I couldn't deal with that negative energy, how deeply negative and weird, and because it's like somebody who you're repulsed by that's stalking you, or an energy or a culture or a way of life that you're repulsed by is stalking you. I'm just trying to answer the question. I'm not trying to bring our session to a boring place.
Oh no, I understand. But I mean, at least it's making you money, so you get compensated for your time with these guys.
Yeah, but it's not worth it at this point.
I mean, do they just follow you around and like troll you, or?
I think it just internally reached a head where I found that I was putting myself out there so much with people that I didn't want anything to do with.
I see.
And I could feel that energy and that negativity that people would be putting towards me. And I live in Vietnam. I live here with my wife, so it's not like I have a big in-person community that I'm around to give me like a sense of safety or continuity in my own practice, my own ego. So I just started getting flipped up by those people.
I see. Is there a crossover from the time we met and then this stuff going on? Because I remember the first time you joined here, you actually had Joker makeup on.
Yeah, it was the same kind of period of time.
Okay. That makes sense.
No, I'll post a picture. I'll post a picture for you guys, the kind of stuff. It's like performance art, but these kind of people say like it's not allowed to be performance art because they know who I am. And that's the kind of shit that just drives me fucking crazy. But here's a picture here you can see. Pretty wacky, wild picture. You see that? Oh, I'll put it up here for everybody to see. What do you guys think about that?
That was you?
That is me.
Wait, hold on. It's not AI?
No. That's real.
Pretty nice camera.
That's art. That's art for you.
I suppose, yeah.
Something like this. For like a gaming stream.
You game?
Not really. But I did a little bit of gaming live streaming, yeah. But this is more where I'm at now. I'm more in this kind of dynamic now.
Like meditation streams and all that.
Yeah. I'm more in a Christopher Nolan phase now.
I see. I'm not really sure who Christopher Nolan is, though.
Yeah. Well, I guess we've kind of come to the end of this whole situation. I don't know.
With the people messing around. I mean, I think this is just Looksmaxing. You have a lot of people in here. I mean, they might hear what you say, but it's just they're just gonna do whatever is funniest. I mean,
well, I don't have any problem with that. I think they still get a good energy from listening to these kind of discussions, and opens up a different perspective, whether they like it or not. Because it's like there's also this sense of like control that we don't actually have. It's this sense of control of our minds and control of reality that doesn't actually apply to us. It's like when you're growing up, you don't get to choose your parents. You don't get to choose how much you receive from your parents, and like the energy, the psychology of the environment that you grow up in. And so it's the same all the time. It's just very subtle. So when we actually hear somebody's voice, we receive their energy, we receive the presence of their mind. You know, seeds are planted, and we all have different degrees of potency. You know, so I've done a lot of meditation, I've practiced a lot to make my seed potent. So I think that there can be positive benefits, but I don't really think of it like that. You know, it's just sharing. It's just being here and sharing.
Yo, Goldilocks, what's up?
All right, big man. You gotta chill. So big man.
No, can I say something?
Chill. He has some criticisms of like.
No. Can I please say something?
Yeah. But you gotta be polite, man.
All right, I'm gonna be polite. So you come here to preach to people about your ideology, which I totally respect. That's fine.
Hold on, I'll interject. He's actually not doing that.
The admins of the server would not let some guy, some fucking freak come in and preach about their ideology.
Yeah, he's not proselytizing at all. He just is a guy. He just happens to be Buddhist.
My question is, you are how old are you? How old are you?
What does his age have to do with this?
Do you want to join my Fartsmaxing WhatsApp group or not? How about that?
No, listen,
$50. It's a $50 group. It's a $50 group. It's a $50 group.
You are being a dick. You are being a dick to people who are asking you simple questions for no fucking reason. You
are emotionally unregulated, buddy. You are a freak. You are a retard. You are a freaking ego retard, buddy. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no role telling anybody anything. You're 30 seconds away from punching a hole in the wall and screaming and yelling at everybody in the room to get out of your way.
No.
You're out of your fucking mind, buddy. You're emotionally dysregulated.
It shows that you're insecure. It shows that you're insecure from the moment that when somebody asks you a question kindly, you go out and talk about something that has nothing to do with what the person asked. I'm sorry. Like, that is just completely unacceptable. You are
what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, big man? What are you going to do about it, big man? You're going to get fucking banned. You're going to get fucking banned. Bye-bye, big man. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I wasn't even going to ban him. Come on, have some faith. That would be mod abuse. That'd be totally inappropriate. It was just a gimmick. I wasn't going to ban him. Have some faith.
I mean, I think you could have handled that better. I mean, you kind of just resorted to insults, and you could have just asked him to list examples. And I mean, I don't think he would have been able to give you a good one.
It's a part of a process. It's a part of a process.
Yeah, but he wasn't like willing to conversate. So the moment you insulted him, he just went full chimp. Hello?
Well, that's a part of the process for him to look at himself, to see the emptiness of going full chimp. It's just a game, because what this guy is doing, he's cycling between total inauthenticity, you know, like mogging and laughing at himself and smiling at the screen, and on the other hand, being somebody who's taking a stand against what's going on here. So
but he feels self-validated when he does that. So there's
well, yeah, but that's his ego. That's his insanity.
But there's nothing he sees here that'll change his mind.
The mind is always changing.
I mean,
he can try again. We bring him up and try again.
All right.
Let's try again with this guy. Let's try to fix this guy.
All right. How do I invite him back? Hold on, I'm on PC right now. I've never used it like this. Okay, big man.
Okay, here we fucking go again. Now, this time I speak, you zip it. I'm going to speak respectfully.
Try to refrain from swear words and
No. Listen. I'm speaking now. I'm speaking now.
Look here. Listen.
My issue is that you are being an absolute dick to people for no fucking reason. You are a hypocrite, first of all. Because you're talking about the Looksmax community being toxic. Yeah, I absolutely agree, it's toxic. But it doesn't make you a better person when you go around insulting teenagers that are asking you simple questions.
You're not the man to do that work in this place. You're a fool. You're out of control. You're absolutely reprehensible in the face of the Queen.
Somebody who asked a legit question, not just like
ask people.
Why don't you go and talk to the Queen? Why don't you go and talk to the Queen, buddy, and get the Queen to do something about it?
Dr. Rob, let him speak his piece, please.
I'm not going to speak about myself because I came up and asked him respectfully. All right. Anyway,
you didn't, by the way.
No, wait. Let me tell you. I asked him first if he was a doctor because I did not know the context. Then I asked him what got him into Buddhism because it's actually, I've been looking into Buddhism recently for reference and all the Asian religions because it's an interest of mine. I asked him what got him into Buddhism. You know what he fucking told me? He started calling me an arsehole. That's unacceptable, mate. You're a fucking joke. I'm sorry. You do not represent Buddhism. You're a fucking clown.
Boo-hoo! Boo-hoo! You fucking clutching your pearls, clutching your pearls. Oh, he said I was a dummy. You sound mental to me, buddy. You're gonna have to toughen up. You're gonna have to man up. You want to learn about Buddhism? Cut this pussy shit out. Cut this pussy whining shit out. He told me he was mean to me. He didn't answer me the way I wanted him to. You better get your fucking mindset right, buddy. I'll teach you about Buddhism right after you take your head out of your ass. You punk bitch.
I'm a punk bitch. You're the punk bitch. You're fucking bald. I can see my reflection on your fucking head. I can't, bro. This is fucking insane. This is actually comical. Oh my days. Listen. How old are you, Rob? Really? Or the person representing Rob, whatever the fuck bullshit I have to hear today. How old are you? Answer me truthfully. Let me wonder. Motherfucker. Here we go again.
Who do you think you're fucking talking to right now? You tell me that.
Trying to have a mob battle or something?
Who do you fucking think you're talking to right now?
What the fuck, bro? Who do you think you're talking to right now?
Yeah,
Listen,
who
mate,
the fuck
I'm
do you
gonna be
think you're
respectful.
talking to? You think this is a fucking game?
I absolutely think.
You think this is a fucking game, buddy?
You have a point.
You think we're playing fucking games
I think you
here?
have a point in a lot of the things you said. Wait, oh my days. Are you seriously threatening a guy that's half your age? What games, bro? Are you gonna come fucking molest me? Come on. I'm fucking waiting, you fucking joker. You fucking tosser. You fucking little monkey.
Oh, you're gonna fucking talk about fucking tossing, are ya? I'll fucking toss for ya. I'll give you a toss.
Unbelievable. I can't. Yo, Bubba, is your wife cheating on you with Tyrone, bro? I hope she fucking is. Really? You don't deserve a fucking one.
All right.
All right, that was a good time to end it.
There's some people that just there's no hope, and the only place for them is the meat grinder to be fertilizer for mango trees and blackberry bushes and things like that. So that's a guy who needs to go in the meat grinder.
There's one guy who says he wants to play his song. His name is Kira.
Well, we're not playing songs. No, we're not playing songs here. We're not playing random people's songs here, okay?
Yo, what's up, Dr. Rob? So basically, I dedicated a song for you.
So you made this. This is like
oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's not copyrighted. Okay, great.
No. All right, here I go. Robbie, over there. How does it feel to have no hair? Is it cold or is it hot? I don't know, cause I'm not bald.
I mean, I think you kind of lose points on your lyrics and rhythm. But yeah. So Evan, do you have anything to say?
I do. I've been waiting to ask Dr. Rob this question. Are you still open to that? This is serious.
All right, now I feel like you do have a bit of laughter in your tone, but
No, no, no. Let me be 100% serious. I wrote down these questions in my notes. I've been trying to get on here for about 30 minutes. Are you still open to that, Dr. Rob?
that's
That's
I
a
guess
that's a
no.
dumbass too far. That's somebody who's had a few too bites of the dumbass apple in the garden of bullshit. So we don't want to platform that. We don't want to because we not for everybody here. We'd all love to hear it, but we don't want him to say it because it's going to reinforce something in him that's just so backwards and stupid. So we don't want to do that in him.
Hello?
Yeah.
Let me just turn. I've got a question up. You reckon you can like let me fuck my hole or?
Okay, man. Okay.
You have
Alright,
to you Ultra you have to because it's not for the audience because the audience oftentimes is going to be swill drinking, piss licking, shit farting mongrels. But it's for the people that are coming up here and doing it. It's for the people that are coming up here and doing it. They have such a sense of truth in what they're doing, and we need to bring that to an end.
All right, I'm getting Arvid in here. He's a bit of a more popular user here. He should be pretty NT.
Me? Salutations, fine shit.
Okay. How are you?
Can I ask you a question, or is it not a Q&A right
I
now?
would just ask, and then like as long as you're polite, I mean, Dr. Rob should be open to respond.
Okay, so I'm just curious. How do you pursue enlightenment in life?
I think his question more so applies to like in general rather than the Buddhist perspective.
Peace.
Yeah, exactly. Huh?
You got something in your ears? Peace. Being at peace.
Can you
being
elaborate?
peace? If you need someone to elaborate peace, then you need to.
How do you be peace? How do you be peace?
That's not what your question was. You didn't ask how
Well,
to
I'm
be
being kind
enlightened.
and
You said,
you're
"What is
being
enlightenment?"
naked, man. Hey, what the
But hold on, Arvid, don't swear. Don't swear, Dr. Rob. I
Okay,
think he's just legitimately ignorant to this. Like he needs some help.
Well,
being
he's going to
guided,
stay
like,
ignorant to it.
Yeah.
You want to practice
I'm
meditation?
lactose intolerant. Huh? Sorry, I didn't know.
That was not
Go
the
and
right,
practice
not the right
meditation and learn what peace is. Go and sit in the closet and focus on your breathing and learn what peace is, okay?
All right. I'm going to give Evan one more chance since it seems like he has a legit question. So Evan, just ask your question. Don't dawdle around. You know, be pretty straightforward.
Of course. I wanted to ask two questions, but one's most important to me. What's the goal of meditation? Is the goal of meditation to not think, or instead a focused state of thinking, or can it be both in different situations?
That's a great question.
Let it sit. Let it sit. Just breathe. Just see. Don't need to add any extra thoughts, any extra explanations. Feel the breath in the belly. The physical direct experience of breathing. In the chest, in the belly, in the stomach. See if you can feel the breathing at the tip of the nose, at the nostrils. Concentrating on the breathing, thoughts will stop. When thoughts start again, refocus on the breathing. Stay with that practice as long as you can. Okay? Get it?
Let's see, unmute him.
Thank you, Dr. Rob. Do you mind if I ask just a couple more questions? That really helped.
Just go ahead and ask. Don't wait for his approval.
Okay. I have my two most important questions are, what are your thoughts on psychedelic substances? And then what are your thoughts, would you say that the Buddhism's inherently self-restrictive nature might prevent fulfillment? You know, in some ways, I guess I'm wondering, like, when I read Buddhist texts, you know, a lot of the time it reminds me of Schopenhauer, you know, a form of asceticism. And I was wondering if you think that you might be missing something if you practice that form, you know, like I see Buddhist monks and I guess I don't understand their perspective, you know, because I think there is some benefit to some sort of material experience over just introspection.
Yeah, I agree. So for people like us, we're not monks. We're not to practice as monks. We're not to try and think as monks. Right? There's teachings for monks, there's teachings for normal people like me and you. So for people like me and you, we focus on generosity. We focus on doing good deeds. We focus on precepts. So you know the 5 precepts, right? Not killing, not lying, not stealing, not committing sexual misconduct, not taking intoxicants, not intoxicating the mind. And you try to practice meditation and listen to Dharma talks. And you'll learn, you'll develop slowly, you know, but it's a wonderful tradition, it's a wonderful practice, and it's good. It's useful. You can take it as far as you want to take it.
What are your thoughts on the Dalai Lama? I read into the controversy about it, and that how this is more of a geopolitical thing, but how China is trying to insert themselves and gain power over the Buddhist followers through inserting one of their own as the Dalai Lama. What do you think about that entire controversy?
It's not important. Those kinds of things aren't important to your practice, to your meditation, to your way of life, to improve your way of life. Everybody's thinking about what's happening over there, but actually we should stop thinking about what's happening right here. And be with that and breathe with that. That's the practice.
Thank you, Dr. Rob. I don't think I have any more questions.
Okay, good. Good job.
Dr. Rob, what makes you so secure, so confident? I feel like you have a very confident and secure demeanor.
Well, it has a lot to do with fairness. So when you meditate a lot, right, you develop this relationship with your mind, and you learn to be fair with yourself, and your mind learns to be fair with you. So when you're, embodied in the environment or in a situation, there's plenty of fairness to go around. There's can't get more than you in the present moment, you embodied in the present moment. But when it comes to unfairness and the unfairness of the world and the possibilities of life, then I'm not fully secure. If people groups of people wanted to harm me or take away my livelihood or do negative things like that, that's difficult, you know? It's difficult to feel that way. But in terms of like fair, like face-to-face, heart-to-heart, mind-to-mind life, then I'm easy to let go of myself. You know, I'm easy to be with my suffering. Because I've been with a lot of very extreme suffering, not even psychological, just environmental suffering. You know, being in the jungles, being in the forests, being in places where there's no air conditioning. There's no comfort to find. There's no cafe to go to. And you just have to experience that. You just have to endure, you know?
So then, Dr. Rob, what do you think? Do you think we should focus on, like making our own lives better and more meaningful and like furthering our experience and connection? Or do you think we should try to find a way to involve everyone, right? Like create a system in where people can all be, connected, right? What do you think we should do as individuals? What should we pursue?
Well, the first thing that you should pursue is developing a relationship with goodness or generosity. You know, so you should ask yourself, like, what is my relationship with generosity?
I am the fucking villain. I'm Weapon X Dylan Latham, the fucking villain. Bro, I'll rape your fucking wife. I am the fucking villain.
So let's give him a chance to
I am
go
the
off
fucking
his
villain.
steam. Like maybe he'll give us a piece of. Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna suggest maybe he tells us why he acts the way he does. What implores him to speak such a way.
Well, no, because a lot of people are not, because of the context of being online, a lot of people are practically like, they're just not really there. You can't really communicate with them. If they were actually here physically, if they were here in the room together in person, they wouldn't act like that. Maybe they would leave, or they would be quiet. So you have to do a lot of letting go. You have to do a lot of not holding on to what appears,
Bro, what the
not
fuck you
holding
talking
on
about?
to
I'm
what
the
you
fucking
think,
villain, bro. I'll rape
not
your wife
holding
and
on
be
to what
fucking
you
little
believe.
I'm the fucking villain. I'm Weapon X Dylan Latham, the fucking villain. Who do you think you're talking to, gun?
All right, so you're awfully quiet. Oh, never mind. You got him out. All right, let's not give him a second chance. Whoever's accepting with people.
That might be elite. Okay, so to further my line of questioning, Dr. Rob, you think we should make an effort to, participate in government and social systems? Or do you think that's all like kind of bullshit? We should focus on ourselves and on our nuclear connections.
If you feel connected to that, then that's good. But mainly it's something for people with money. So politics is mostly... See, this is one of the weird things. This is one of the really difficult things where it's like back in the olden times, you weren't royalty, right? You weren't born royal. You were born as a serf. You're not going to become a king, right? You're not going to become a king. Yeah, you're a normie or whatever they would call those people back then, right? And
Your
so
Cambodian wife fucks you.
And so nowadays there seems to be this belief system of like, there's this need for anything to be possible for anybody. And like, it could even be as crazy as out of the 70 people that are here, maybe 60% or 50% of them think that they're going to become a millionaire or that they're going to become like exceedingly wealthy, right? Like, and that could very well be a real statistic. Whereas the actual statistic would be something like 1% or less than 1%. So not being able to be realistic about where we currently are It makes us very unrealistic about where we could go to. And so what's current, like you guys, if you guys use Instagram, I know exactly what you're being advertised. You're being advertised, this idealistic life of having a mobile income, right? And being able to live in Bali or being able to live in some place with your friends, and you guys scam people basically, or you create something out of nothing with AI, when actually these people are mostly totally fake people. They haven't created anything. They haven't created any market. They're looking for followers. They're looking for clicks. They're looking for views, period. I would say that's most of them. So it's not to be disenfranchised or to not have any kind of inspiration, but more so to see the value of you having a deeper relationship with what you already have and the importance of that. Rather than all this constant seeking and this like delusional hope that you're going to be a millionaire, you're going to be a billionaire or whatever. Because for most people, it's not going to happen. So you spend all this time working up to it. Well, probably a lot of those people end their own lives.
So you think, fill your role as best you can. Don't aspire for a position you're not in. Just do whatever you are doing well. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. The real journey that you're on is a journey of your own mind. It's not a journey out there. It's a journey inwards. So if you just fixate on this journey outwards, you might go out and you might be in the way you want to be, but you're going to be a fucking retard 100%. You're going to be gross, stupid, easily manipulated. You're going to be basically a performance artist for an ego that isn't really there. So deepen yourself before you focus so much on developing yourself externally. Who is doing that? So check the perms. Who's doing that? We need to check the logs.
That one was legit.
I'm checking the logs. I'm checking the logs.
All right.
I have a question. So, what was an obsession of yours when you were young, for example?
This is not bad.
Filmmaking.
I got invited again.
Hey, Grace, if you're gonna be up here, this is your last chance. Like, you're gonna get demoted if you don't shut the fuck up. Okay, whore?
All right, everybody. I don't think we're going to play it that way. Take care. All right, everybody. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. And may you have great success. Namaste.